Welcome to a brand new episode of Meredith with a Y. I am your host, Meredith Willits, and today I'm going to be talking about where I am at as far as this podcast is concerned and where it will be going. So I hope you stay with me. Hello, everyone. This is Meredith with a Y, and I am your host, Meredith Willits. Today we are going to go deep, changing lives, and I am giving you the keys to the castle. Well, thank you so very much for being here with me today. If you don't know, I have rebranded the show. I will be taking an entirely new direction, kind of going back to my roots, if you will, of where this show started 220 episodes ago. This actually started in the closet in my bedroom. I didn't usually put on any makeup. I sat down on the floor with a borrowed circle light and recorded on Zoom and gave it to someone, and they just put it up everywhere podcasts are found. And I did that so kind of fearlessly, courageously, haphazardly, and just went with it. And I took for granted when numbers started coming in across the world where I was charting all over the place. And I just thought that that's what podcasts did. I just thought that, you know, you would chart around the world. And I took it for granted, to be perfectly honest. I rose to the top 1.5% of podcasts around the world, and I stayed there. And I started doing interviews, and I love the interviews that I did in the beginning about spirituality, women of color, and abuse. And I thought they were really important topics, and I'm so incredibly proud of those episodes. But then I started to chase, and I started to get a little bit, I think, maybe too smart for my own britches, if you will. And I started to chase what I thought would be successful. And the emails stopped coming with me charting. And instead, I laid flat. I didn't improve. I kept chasing. I knew I was a great interviewer. I know I'm a great interviewer. I will still have interviews on this podcast. If you want to see all my interviews, they will always be on TikTok Famous Podcast, which I'm the host of that podcast as well and creator. But this podcast is primarily going to go back to solo episodes, back from where I started, back from the ground of my closet, and talk about the things that are really truly important to me, and these are topics that help people, to be honest. I got sidetracked and I'm back. The interview with Jackson Lawmeyer that you may have listened to last week, the week before this episode comes out, something really profound happened. And the main thing that happened during that interview was that I was silenced for the last time for the sake of being kind, for the sake of being agreeable or likable. And when I had to hold myself back from all the things that I wanted to say, a explosion happened in my brain. An explosion happened in my body wherein I can never, ever have that happen again. After that interview, I think I cried for 2 straight days, got my composure, created the prequel episode to Jackson's episode, which Jackson episode, by the way, is live right now on Podcast World. If you want to go listen to it, I included an intro and outro for that episode. But in that prequel, 2 episodes ago, I realized I needed to take my power back. I realized I needed to get my feet back underneath me. And I spent about 10 days by myself in a condo. And I was on lockdown. I was in full compression, and I wasn't in a depression. I was in a compression, whereas everything felt like I was pins and needles. I couldn't listen to anything. I couldn't imagine of walking back into my home. I couldn't imagine doing anything for anyone and hearing anyone's opinion for any reason whatsoever, because I was completely overwhelmed. And overwhelmed that I don't think I've ever felt before in my entire life. Add that, couple that with, not that I'm really an astrology girl, but I will do an episode about astrology, because it actually is pretty profound, the download that I got about it. But I was dealing with, whatever a bare moon is, and like 6 planets in retrograde, and a new moon in Scorpio. Like I have friends that know all about this stuff, and also basically what most would call a nervous breakdown. And I made it through, because of, my husband, who said, just stay until you're ready to come home. Stay till you're ready to walk through those doors. And I did. And I did. And I decided that I have been too agreeable. I have people in my head that I think about when I make videos. I have people in my head when I make podcasts. I have family in my head when I say things, because I don't want to be not agreeable. And so I've been people pleasing. I've been doing all the things that I preach not to do. And I don't want to do that anymore. And so I am back. Episode 1, you might as well say, of Meredith with a Y, where we're going to be talking about all things spirituality and ayahuasca and astrology and frequency and your soul and illness and all of the things that made this podcast great from episode 1. The beauty of the last 200 or so episodes of this podcast is that every single person, every single listener, every single subscriber out there was my mirror, telling me I was doing it wrong, telling me that I wasn't showing up for myself. And I ignored it. I didn't look at the results of the numbers. I wasn't looking at the listeners. I wasn't looking at the subscribers, because those subscribers and those listeners are me. You are me, reflecting back to me. And I ignored you. I ignored me. And instead, I kept my eye on some prize that was evading me, because I wasn't showing up for you and I wasn't showing up for me. I was trying to be likable. I was trying to be mainstream. And in the midst of being mainstream and likable, I became unlikable. I became average. And I was never meant to be average. I was never meant to interview someone else's voice, someone else's story, because I have so many stories and so many things to talk about. And so something happened. Something happened over those 10 days at the condo where I said no more. And I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. And if I get uninvited to parties, if I'm unlikable on the streets, social media, that's okay. Because at least when I speak, the people that are listening are within my frequency, you see? Because the people that are within my frequency will find me. Because that's the way that it works. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. The thing I want to talk about today is that everyone is you. And so when we say, his wife is crazy. His girlfriend is nuts, but I like him. That's impossible. Unless they're on the verge of a divorce or a breakup. Because it's impossible to be around someone for very long that is outside of your frequency. It's impossible. You are who you attract. Sometimes you're attracting things that you're getting ready to discard. Like my interview with Jackson. I attracted him to discard that part of me that was going to stay silent for a minute longer. You are putting everything in front of you to see where you are on the planet. And when you put these people, these situations, these jobs, these experiences, these illnesses, these breakups, these breakdowns, these breakthroughs in front of you, every single one of them you put there for a reason. You put it there to go, are you sure? Is this where you're going? Is this what you want? Is this the person that you want to fill your partnership cup with? Is this where you're headed? Is this truly who you want to be? And then you answer by way of your next step. Red light, green light. Go, stop, go, stop, go, stop. Yes, no, yes, no. Everything that you are pulling into your experience, into your path, is an opportunity. Yes, no, green, red. Yes, no. Like, hate. What is it that I want? Everything that is acting as a hangover. I've talked about this here before. Drink alcohol, get hangover, feel like shit. Date the wrong person, have depression, have anxiety, feel like shit. Go to the wrong job, have anxiety, have depression, feel like shit. Get headaches. Eat the wrong food, get some sort of affliction, headaches, acne, whatever the thing is. Everything is working out for you. You're just not listening. You're just not listening. I was not listening. Meredith talks, numbers go up. Meredith interviews, numbers go down. Didn't listen. Thought I knew better. I didn't listen. I didn't watch all of you respond. I thought I was smarter than the universe, than God, than spirit, than the matrix. I thought I had it all figured out. You think you have it all figured out. You think you're going to go to that job one more day and your boss is going to be a little bit better this time. You think that you're going to show up just as the right person so that your abusive partner isn't manipulative, angry, frustrated, short with you. You think you're going to drink alcohol one more fucking time, and this time it's going to be okay. This time you're going to sleep okay. This time you're going to wake up without a hangover. This time you're going to eat the fried food and you're not going to get fat. This time you're going to do whatever it is, and it's not going to go poorly. And you are lying to yourself because every single time you get the same exact result and you go back because you think you know better and you think it's going to be different this time. And every fucking time it's the exact same and you're not listening because you're stubborn as hell and you think you know better, but you're not looking at the numbers. And it's time to look at the numbers and recognize that you are on a fast track to fuck uppery. But you do you. I did me. I did probably 100 and some episodes that were a complete and utter fucking waste of time. But I learned. Took me 200 episodes. But guess what? Back to the basics. Back to Meredith's voice. Because that's why people started listening in the beginning. But I'm allowed to drink myself into oblivion or eat myself into oblivion or not do the right things and keep doing the same fucked up podcasts. I'm allowed to do that just like you are. Keep running into the same wall and keep having the same failures and keep fucking up your life over and over and over and over and over again. And everyone tells you, and your kids tell you, and your friends show up, and people stop hanging out with you, and all of the things happen, and you're sick to your stomach and you don't want to go to your job. And you hate going home to your family because you fucked it up so bad. But that's okay. You're allowed to. You can do this 100 times. You can come back 100 lifetimes. You get more and more and more and more and more days. And eventually the anxiety takes over. The depression takes over. The illness takes over. And then your higher self goes, she's not going to change. We need to have a punch in the face. We need to knock this bitch out. Let's give her breast cancer and see if that works. Let's give her an interview that are going to bring her to her knees. How stupid is that? Let's make her super sick. Let's do something crazy to try to wake her up. That's what's happening in your life every single day. All the negative experiences you are putting there to get you back on track. And the reason you're putting those things there is because you want more for your life. It's that simple. You came here for specific reasons. Tap, 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 back on path. Tap, tap, tap. The hangovers are tap, tap, taps, back onto your path. We don't want to look at them. We don't want to pay attention. We want to keep doing it our way. We love the three-dimensional. We love doing it our way. We think we're so incredibly smart. Look around you. Look at your friends. Look at your family. Look at your kids. Look at your spouse. Look at your health. Look at your job. Look at your daily, I don't even want to say happiness. All of that is you. You can't escape you if you tried. You can't. You are your comforter. You are your couch. You are the food in your refrigerator. You are everything around you. You are everything. Show me someone, this is fascinating when I realize this. Show me someone who rescues dogs and like insanely. I have a friend from high school that like she's a crazy dog rescuer. 100% she was a dog in a past life. 100%. That is not an accident. She was a dog and now she rescues dogs. She's completely passionate about it. She will spend tens of thousands of dollars to save a dog. Why? Because she was a dog in a past life. People are like, oh, you start to look like your dogs. Yes, because you are your dog. You are everything. You experienced being a dog in a past life from that perspective. My husband was sitting on the couch the other day and he goes, we have 32 plants in this family room. And I'm like, yeah, it cleans the oxygen and creates more oxygen and makes our house healthy. And I love looking at life around me. I love it. I have a whole wall of shelves and there's plants all the way down, living plants all the way down these shelves. And then they're everywhere else too. Because it's life. It's life. It's living. It's exciting. And I love looking at them. I love looking around my house and seeing sparkly lights and warm rugs. Because that's who I am. That is me. This picture behind me, if you are watching, my husband had that commissioned by an artist in Cleveland for me. We lived in Philadelphia at the time, and we were visiting Cleveland and found this artist. And so he had it made like the love sculpture. This is me. This is who I am. If you walk in this room and you see this painting, that is a reflection of who I am. Everything around you is a reflection of who you are. Are you reflecting you properly? Are your kids a reflection of your fears or your excitements? Or are you shut down? Is your spouse a reflection of you and your health and where you're at in life? Everything is mirroring back to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is no other way. Your body is brilliant. It is always speaking to you. And everything that is going on in your body is a reflection of exactly where you are at this moment. At this very moment. There's no other way. Our families are our greatest teachers. And we're going through a point in life on this planet where people going no contact is a thing. We're done believing blood is thicker than water, right? It's a complicated theme. It's a complicated situation. Some people are meant to exist in your peripheral, to ask you, are you done yet? Some people are there to say, are you willing to work on this? Some people are there to say, let's hang out. Let's do this together. We're at the same frequency. We're doing the same thing. We're at one. We're on the same wavelength. But the fact of the matter is if someone's in your world, there's a very good chance, there's 100% chance that something about them is there to teach you, to hold you, to comfort you, to repel you, to make you sick, to make you learn, to make you wake up. There is no other way because everyone around you is you. And when they push your buttons, when people push your buttons, it's letting you know that that is something inside of you that is not healed yet. Because the truest teller, here we go, the truest teller of healing is indifference. Psychology might tell you differently. I don't care. They are wrong. Indifference on its way by way of love. True love can only be found through indifference, no attachment, no ego, no outcome, no end game. I love you, period. Period. Not I love you when you do this, not I love you because you do that. I love you, period. And this is a complete mind screw. You love people, what's the word? Without any attachments. Relationships have parameters, boundaries, but love does not. Love does not. I can love people from my past who have hurt me exponentially because I am indifferent to the way that they behave. I am indifferent to the things that they have done because they cannot hurt me anymore. I am indifferent to their behaviors, to the way that they act. I am indifferent to people in my life right now and the way that they behave and act because I have no attachment to them. I am indifferent. I do not have an egoic attachment to their behaviors or what they do. Because that part of me is healed. I don't need to control them. I don't need to fix them. And so when I look at them, I am indifferent. I am not triggered. They cannot hurt me. I do not care what they do. I just love them. I don't need to pull them into my experience. I don't need to have them around me. But I can love them through indifference. Indifference to the outcome. Indifference to their behaviors. They are allowed to be them. I am allowed to be me. I am happy for their wins. I have no opinions on their losses. I hope they pay attention to them. If you get caught up in the people around you's endgame, you will become irritated all the time because people are irritating. People do stupid shit because they're people. They're here to fail. They're here to try out things. But we try to save them. We try to get involved. I've said it here before. Any failure your kid has before the 18th is a win because that is a controlled environment that you can help them with. It's important that you listen. It's important that you pay attention. It's important that you honor what's going on around you, what you feel in your body. It's important that you listen to your anxiety. It's important that you listen to your discomfort. Because when you're not listening to all of these things, you are gaslighting yourself. You are lying to yourself. You're ignoring the very self that you came here to be. And then what's the point? You know for a fact that when you are in certain places, you feel like shit. But you ignore that because you want to be agreeable and likable. You want to be beige. You want to fly under the radar. You want to be like everybody else. You want to get invited. You want to be hired at that thing. You want to be in a relationship. You don't want to be lonely. You don't want to be friendless. And so you become agreeable to things that you know are not right for you. And in the interim, you lose yourself. You lose the very reason that you came here on this planet to exist. And then what's the freaking point? Why even be here if you're not going to be you? Why? You're wasting your time. You're wasting everybody's time. You're wasting your kids' time and your spouse's time and your partner's time. You're wasting your job's time. You're wasting your doctor's time. Trying to be someone that you aren't. Trying to be nice instead of kind. Lying to everyone around you all the time. You're a liar. You know you want to say something, but you don't. Because he who holds the purse strings rules the world. So you become agreeable. And every single day, you die more and more and sicker and more anxious and more depressed and more traumatized and more shut down and sicker and more pain and more pills and more illness instead of just being you. Your body will kill you every single time that you don't show up as you. And everyone around you, every experience around you is you telling you that you're sick and you're broken and you're doing it wrong and you're being quiet and you're not being true to yourself. Every experience, every person. I believe most people are so screwed up and so sick that they don't even know that they're screwed up and sick anymore. I believe that most people live in such a constant state of fight, flight, fawn, or freeze that they don't even realize that they're fighting, flighting, fawning, and freezing anymore. I think people are so anxiously and avoidantly attached that they don't even know that they're anxiously and avoided attached. I think the majority of the population on our planet right now has no idea how incredibly sick that they are. That they are literally floating and flying by the seat of their pants on a daily basis, barely surviving. And it has absolutely nothing to do with anything than they're not listening to themselves. I think the majority of the people that are on this planet would do anything to just go live, quote, somewhere else and not be in the rat race. But there's something holding them. I think most people are in toxic relationships and it's just so incredibly normalized from their childhood that they don't even know what a healthy relationship sounds like, feels like, looks like, nothing. Because they want to be nice. They want to be agreeable and they're afraid to death to be alone. I think the majority of parents are parenting from a place of they don't want their kids to hate them. And so they don't hold them accountable for anything. Or their children are such an extension of their ego that they parent from such a place of fear that their kid's anything but successful, that they're, destroying a relationship and they don't even realize it yet. I think that the majority of everyone on this planet is operating from such a place of fear that they don't even know what freedom looks like. And everything, every day, everyone, all the time is showing you that. But you're so busy, you're so scrolling, you're so distracted, you're so overscheduled that you don't even realize it. The whole world is showing you. Do you even know what calm feels like without a drink, a gummy, a smoke, a scroll? That's what meditation's for, is to find the feeling of calm so that you can get back there. So you can find that place in your body and your mind of what nothing feels like and get comfortable with it. We don't even know anymore. We don't even know. Your world is trying to speak to you. Move your hands away from your ears. Open your eyes. Open your crown chakra. Open your heart. Put your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath. The world is speaking to you. Every minute of every day. Every second of every minute of every day. It's time to start listening. You're not getting any younger. Today's the youngest you will ever be. And it's up to you to decide Am I going to fake the next 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years? Or am I going to step into my power and decide that I am going to listen to discomfort? I'm going to listen to anxiety and depression. I'm going to listen to people pleasing and recognize when people and places and things are not for me. I'm going to recognize when things light me up, like going to live music, going to concerts, hanging out with friends, going for a walk, spending time with my dog. What lights up my soul, and listen to it. Everything is always speaking to you. The question is, are you listening? Thank you guys so much for being here with me this week. Thank you for not showing up so that today we can show up together and have a whole new experience. Welcome to the rebranded Meredith with a Y. I am your host, Meredith, and I pray every single week that I can show up with something fantastic to share with you. If you have a friend that wants to hear this or needs to hear this, just send it over to them. Please leave a review, 5 stars with a message. It really helps the podcast. Send this to your friends and family. Share it around to everyone that you know. It means the world to me, and I will see you all here next week. Thanks for listening. If you would like to connect on a more personal level, head over to meredithwillits.com or on Instagram at Meredith with a Y for behind-the-scene footage and outtakes. Please subscribe and come back each week for more Meredith with a Y. Thanks again for listening.